Hi guys, today we have a request video. One of the viewers kindly asked if I would do an update, early spring update on the avocados, and your request is fulfilled. So we're going to start with this guy here. As you can see, he's busy, very busy fella with all these flower buds. I'm going to try to cram all the avocados I have in this video, so I don't have to make a second part. And this guy's been flowering since June. Can you believe it? 3 months. This is the Pinkerton, variety, and I've been looking at it like this for 3 months. So now, in the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's starting to lose its old leaves. See that? Quite normal. Don't be afraid if you see your avocado losing leaves. It's quite normal. All these leaves will go, and new leaves will replace them. That is these green looking ones. See at the bottom, they're still all green, and the higher we go, the more yellow they get. So fear not, do not be afraid of this look on your avocado. Here's another angle of the Pinkerton. It's been in the ground now for 2.5 years, and originally in a pot for 2.5 years. So it's coming up to a 7-year-old tree. And another angle. It's a beautiful tree. It's the earliest to flower, as I said, in winter, but nothing goes on. Even with all that flowering, there's no pollination and no fruits that are set. You can see one of the flowers there. And just like last year, we only got one fruit from this guy this year. 1 and 1. So far, not much. He'll be ready soon, by the way. He's actually ready now. But I usually wait for them to fall. It's the earliest, as I said, to flower, and the earliest to ripen in early spring. This spring, summer, I'm hoping that it sets over 100 fruit for us to make up for those 2 single results. Okay, so that's avocado number 1. There's also a couple of seedlings I have here from seeds, which grew themselves actually. I just put them in pots. The second avocado is this one here, which has only just started to set flower buds in September. There you go, just starting. So much later. This is the Fuerte, my newest avocado. It's a wide spreading tree, much larger than the Pinkerton I just showed you. And if I was to do this again, I would not be planting the Fuerte in this location. It was a bad idea. Nothing wrong with the tree, but it's a big tree. And this is not a big space that I gave it, because we've got a large cherry moya here that's 3.5 meters tall, and a 5-meter tall ice cream bean tree up there. And on this side we've got bananas and we've got sugar cane. Yeah, so a very busy spot to put a large tree like this Fuerte. But we'll manage, we'll work around it, right? What can I do now? I can't pull it out. What I should have planted here was a reed avocado, which is nice and narrow and vertical. This guy is the opposite. But that's all right. It's a beautiful tree, regardless of my little boo-boo. Not the tree's fault. And this has been in the ground for about 2 years. And as I said, setting all its fruit buds now. The flower buds, I should say. Yeah, they just came a couple of weeks ago. And there's more and more coming. Everywhere. This is our alternate bearing tree. It takes every other year off from fruiting. Let's do a temperature check too here in the garden. Today's the warmest day, by the way, that we've had so far this spring. Check it out. How's that? 24.8 Celsius. So that's around 77 Fahrenheit. Pretty thrilled with that. So guys, that's avocado number 2. So don't repeat my mistake. Choose wisely the variety of avocado for your space planting location. It's a beautiful tree, exceptionally healthy, and I love the fruit from this one, the Fuerte. Very green. Look how green it is. Amazing. The third variety of avocado I have is this one here, Lamb Has. Here's my number 1, by the way, number 1 recommendation for you guys, because it's a semi-dwarf, just like the Pinkerton, although the Pinkerton can get big, even though they classify it as semi-dwarf. But the thing is, you just prune it back and then do what you want. I like this one because it's on the small side as a tree, and on the large side as far as fruit. Look at that. Look at that baby. And these aren't going to be ready for another 6 months. 6 more months to go. And yet, look at the size of the fruit, with half a year remaining on the tree. So number one for tight spaces, or any space. And here's another view of the Lamb Has. He's also started to wake up as far as flower buds, just like the Fuerte, right? And he's been in the ground too for 2.5 years, so a little bit more mature. He fruited for us last summer, and gave us close to 20 fruit of this size. Look at that. This year he only gave us 10. So he's just taking a break. So that's avocado number 3. Outstanding, exceptional, beautiful tropical fruit trees for every garden. Even down in Tasmania, by the way, you can get away with these guys in the right location in the garden. Avocado number 4 is this beast. Which is, let's see, 3 meters, maybe 3.5 meters wide. And 3.5 to 4 meters high. I had to cut the two top leaders last year because I wanted to go up there, and we don't want that, guys. We don't want our avocado to be over 4 meters. So I'm trying to keep this under 4 meters, even though it can grow to 10 meters easily. A 10-meter tree. And for our friends in America, that's 30 feet. Okay, now as for fruit, wow is all I can say. Now you might be thinking, why aren't I suggesting or recommending this tree as my first choice with all this fruit? Well, simply because of what I just said earlier. It's a big tree, guys. Have you got 10 meters to spare in your garden? Well, that's high, right? And wide, these go to 4 meters. 4 meters wide. 15 feet wide and 30 feet high. Sure, if you have that kind of room, go for it. But I don't think most of you do. So that's why I'm not recommending this as the first choice. That's how it goes, guys. If you have the room, if you have the room, this should be your first choice. But not necessarily, right? Not necessarily. The lamb has, which I just showed you, it's the same fruit, but it's much bigger than the has. See this? These are ready 2 to 3 months before the lamb has. These are ready at the end of summer. Well, they're actually ready, they're ready from the end of spring to the end of summer. So November to February. Yeah. And here's the back side of it. I chose a cloudy day because it's hard to film in full sun. It's Saturday today, so all the hoons are out. Hoons are hot rods. Every 30 seconds there's a hot rod here in Lockdown City. So that's the Hass, the world's most common avocado, and it's beautiful. delicious, very buttery, creamy. A slightly smaller version of the lamb has, which comes in autumn. That's March to May. So I've got most of the year covered. Oh, and this one is also starting to bud out now with flower spurs. Yeah, they all start around September, which is early spring. But not the Pinkerton. The Pinkerton was doing this back in June. It's in a different league altogether. And here, guys, is the last avocado. Avocado number 5. And this is the oldest one I have. Planted 15 years ago. Yeah. The semi-dwarf Wurtz. The Wurtz. I think they call it Little Cardo in America. I'm not sure. Little Cardo? I don't know where they get those names from. But everywhere else it's the Wurtz. And the reason why it looks this big is because there's 2 trees here, not one. I planted 2 because 15 years ago I didn't know much about avocados, guys. I was still a tropical baby. No guidance, no what do you call it, training, no tropical background, heritage, or anything like that. And on the internet, the information was conflicting. You do and you don't. You do and you don't need 2 trees. Right. And now we know you don't. You don't need 2 trees. But that's alright, I'm not worried about this because I get twice as much fruit, right? And because it's a semi-dwarf, it takes up not as much room as, let's say, 2 Hass trees. So even though it's the oldest tree, I get the least amount of fruit from this guy. Only around 12 to 20 a year from 2 trees. So I don't know what that's all about, but that sort of has put me into a position where I can't recommend this variety as my first variety. If it was loaded, yes, I would, but it's not. It's not loaded at all. Beautiful tree, lots of flowers, semi-dwarf, has many pluses, but the negative is I don't get much fruit from it. So there I planted one, and there I planted the other. They're about 5 feet apart. Another plus with this variety is the fruit's ready at the end of autumn and early winter. So this guy gives us fruit between May and August, filling in that gap for all year round avocado harvesting here in Melbourne. So that's the Wurtz, which has been flowering for about a month. Started flowering in at the end of winter in August. So we're back where we started with the Pinkerton. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this answers your questions, and you enjoyed the video. Please like and share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you from the next video. Bye guys.